Today, we're talking about a massive shift happening in artificial intelligence. Seriously, this is a big one. We're moving away from AIs that just, well, answer our questions to AIs that can actually go out and get things done for us.
For the last few years, we've gotten really used to thinking of AI as a kind of conversational partner, right? A chatbot. But that whole era, it's basically coming to an end. As AI Weekly puts it, we are now entering the age of the digital employee. And what that means is we are shifting from these passive assistants to active autonomous agents. This is a whole new class of AI that doesn't just respond, it acts.
So, what's the real difference here? Well, the generative AI we've been using is reactive. You give it a prompt, and boom, it gives you an answer. It's a single, simple interaction. Agentic AI, though, it's proactive. You don't just give it a little prompt, you give it a big picture goal. And then it just goes. It figures out the steps, finds the tools it needs, and it works towards that goal all on its own, with you barely having to look over its shoulder. All right, so to really get our heads around this, here's the plan. First, we're going to define what actually makes an AI an agent. Then we'll pop the hood and see how it thinks. After that, we'll look at where these things are already working out in the real world. And finally, we're going to tackle the huge question, how in the world do you govern a system that can think for itself? Okay, let's kick things off with a clear definition. What does it actually mean for an AI to be agentic? So, at its core, agentic AI has a few key ingredients. First, it's autonomous. That just means it works by itself. It's also goal-driven. So it's not following a simple command, it's chasing a broader objective. But here's the really crucial part. It adapts to feedback. If something goes wrong or the situation changes, it can actually adjust its plan on the fly, no human intervention needed. To make this really click, think of it like this. A chatbot, that's like a calculator. It's a powerful tool, for sure, but it only does something when you press the buttons. An AI agent, on the other hand, is like an accountant. You give an accountant a high-level goal, right? Manage my finances. And they use all sorts of tools, including a calculator, to plan, execute, and get that job done. That is the leap we're talking about, from a simple tool to a truly autonomous agent. So if an AI agent can act like that accountant, how does it actually work? What's going on under the hood? Let's take a look at the anatomy of how these agents actually think. Now, the important thing to see here is that this isn't a straight line. It's a continuous lip. An agent starts with perception, it's gathering data from all over, it uses its memory to understand the context, and then it creates a multi-step plan. It then executes that plan. But here's the magic trick: reflection. The agent actually looks at its own work, critiques its performance, learns from it, and refines the plan. This constant cycle is what gives it that autonomy. And look, this is not some sci-fi fantasy. This is happening right now. Let's go check out where these AI agents are already being deployed out in the wild. I mean, the impact is already huge. In science, there's an AI called Robin that automated the entire discovery process to find new medical treatments. DeepMind is literally building a self-driving lab run by AI agents to discover new materials. They're managing energy grids in smart cities and even learning to master incredibly complex games like Minecraft completely on their own. And in healthcare, they're already generating clinical notes from patient conversations, which frees up so much of a doctor's time. It's incredible. So all of this incredible power, it naturally brings us to a really critical conversation. When an AI can act completely on its own, who's responsible for what it does? This just opens up a whole new can of worms when it comes to ethics and governance. And governments are definitely paying attention. They're already identifying some major risks. We're talking about stuff like algorithmic discrimination, where an agent could accidentally make historical biases even worse, or unsafe outcomes, where an autonomous decision could cause actual real-world harm. And then there's adversarial manipulation, where bad guys could trick an agent into doing something dangerous. It just goes to show you, building the guardrails is every bit as important as building the tech itself. This quote from the AI and Society Journal just nails it. For years, we've basically been reacting to what algorithms do, trying to adapt our society around them. The challenge now is to flip that script. We have to proactively build our values, our ethics, our laws into the very design of these agents from the beginning. We've got to make sure they work for us and within our rules. And all of this leaves us with one essential, massive question. When an autonomous AI makes a choice that has real-world consequences, who is responsible? Is it the user who gave it the goal, the company that built the AI, the programmer who wrote a single line of code?
As we hand over more and more of our world to these digital employees, figuring out accountability isn't just a tech problem. It might just be one of the most important societal challenges of our time.